Hi and welcome to Hygge and Homeschool. My name is Maya and I'm the mom of two daughters, toddlers and a third grader, whom I've been homeschooling from the start. And today I'm going to be talking about science and how I teach it, and what I hope my daughters will gain from it, and the experiments we use, the curriculum we use. There's no, just one. This time it's just one. Because I've actually found a curriculum that I like, but I just use it as a supplement to all the things I throw at my daughters on an everyday basis. So I'm gonna flip the camera around on my phone and share some books and talk a little about the experiments that we do. So I feel like science is so broad and it's so many things, and it's like my favorite subject. I love biology, physics, chemistry, anything to do with the body, and I guess I just started teaching it from birth through little board books like this one, The Solar System. What is the solar system? That teaches about the different planets. I got these amazing Osborne flat books, like this one, What is Sleep? What are germs? What is the moon? And then you can get like harder and harder books. So if we go up from these, a level up, it will look something like this. This is also an Osborne book. What happened in the digestive system, what happens when we eat. So that's biology. If we go into physics, it could be something like this. What are the forces, waves, and then we can look into what makes a magnet. And what I did with these different ones, I would get maybe a couple more books and then a magnet set, and then we'd have a unit study where we really dove, just jump right into it and played with magnets and did different experiments. And then regarding that, then this year I'm throwing this on top, so we're going to be having about magnetism again. But then I dialed it up a little bit to make it harder and harder each year. And so this could be a good spine book for like a body unit study, where maybe we would study the ear, and I would get some more books about hearing, and we could talk about music, we could talk about, how the brain works, or we could go into the lungs and the heart and the blood system. So this could be a good spine book for like body studies. This could be an awesome book for biology. We could go into different plants and life cycles and try and grow our own. We live near the beach, so we could go into planet Earth and oceans, and so I'm just sharing like different books that I took out of my shelves here behind me, and the universe. There's so many awesome things that we could dive into. I feel like the body, the forces like magnetism, electricity, gravity is like the basics you need to know, and then plants and life cycles, and then a little bit about the solar system and the universe near you. And Matilda just started using her microscope. I want to get her a better one at some point, so if you have any recommendations, please feel free to write them below. What else? I'm thinking of sharing like more a specific unit study and what exactly we did, because That is how I teach it. And then finally, this year we got a curriculum for science that we love and that I'm gonna show you now. And actually, before I show you the curriculum, I just wanna show you a little bit about the experiments we do. So for experiments, I use a ton of different books as inspiration. That you can get so many awesome books with tons of different science experiments. You can dive into slime and have a whole study about different textures and different phases, for instance, like you know, if it's liquid, if it's hot, if it's a gas. We made paper airplanes and talk about aerodynamics and gravity. I haven't used this as much, but I can't wait to use this. This one is super awesome if you want to go into nature and do experiments there. I also, for every birthday, for Matilda, I'm like, oh, maybe you could wish for some science boxes. So we always get a few of these, like National Geographic has some. We got this one about bubble dough from the Science Academy. So if you don't want to put up your own science experiments, you can also get like boxed ones. For this one, when we're gonna have about electricity, I got a box from, I think it was from Book Outlet, I think it was called, where you can make electricity out of a lemon. I couldn't find it for this video, but I might make a video about it. So the way I do experiments with Matilda and Madison, my two daughters, is I just pull from every resource and try and do whatever makes sense within the unit study that we're currently doing. So yes, let me get to the curriculum that we use. So this is the curriculum from Beast Academy. We love their math program, and that's what we're currently using. So when I saw they had a science program, I was like, let's try it out. And so far, I really love it. It's the same as the math where you read a cartoon and then, or comic book, sure. And then they have experiments, and then they have you have to make a hypothesis, and then you have like, how do you think the ball's gonna roll here, and what do you think is gonna happen and why? And I really love this. This is not as deep as I would like, but I think it's an awesome curriculum, and we're definitely going to use it throughout the years and go through these different experiments and different subjects. I haven't sat down and looked through it. I think I'm going to look through it and then pull from it to use in the unit studies that I will make for Matilda. But besides that, I haven't tried other science curriculums, but I like this. I really love it. We tried the first one before I made this video, just so we could see what it was all about. We just got it. So that was a little bit about how I teach science and what we do for that. Hope you can use what I have said here, and thank you for watching my video. Bye.